podcast, but they also do something called Star Talk Live, where they're in front of a live audience and they record the whole thing, which is pretty fucking nuts.
That'd be cool to have a laugh track. You know, Joe Biden recently he upgraded his. He added like little sound samples and stuff.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It's like a little DJ. Like he'll play the music. Like let's say when he was talking about the disc, he'll play the disc, and then when he stops it, it goes like it was like him stopping and letting us know what he did.
Yeah, did that whole DJ ear it.
Yeah, he has like a little DJ thing going on his computer.
Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure it's just GarageBand though.
Do you actually keep up with his podcast or?
No, I just saw it for the Drake beef.
I don't respect it for the sole fact it's like how you guys were just calling me like that. It's called the Joe Budden Podcast. It is two other members. Like, they're okay with them calling it the Joe Budden Podcast. Like, it could have been like...
Joe Budden and friends.
Jazz hands.
I'm sure he probably made it.
Reefer. Reefer madness. A city starved of fame. It's the same old thing. Yes, lean with me, rock with me. One to stock, one to rock. Yes, it's here that we announce today.
Something that invited Rory and the other guy to come.
Right.
But it's the fact that you call it the Joe Budden Podcast. And in that said podcast, he does things like, let's say if you're saying something I completely disagree with. No, that's it. You're done. Just be quiet. I'm talking now. He does that. And that's what be his friends.
Yeah, no.
Like
I saw that whole his whole Drake Pusha T podcast bit. Yeah. It seemed more like it was like Joe Budden and sitting with his like hype crew and less of a actual podcast.
And then they get like afraid to say their own opinion.
Yeah.
Because like I watched it quite a few times. Like
I know you're like
Charlemagne.
waiting for somebody to come up with an original thought and not seek Joe Budden's validation.
Yeah.
I'm like,
so like
what is this shit show?
So who do you think when the beef battle? Who do you think Pusha T or Drake?
I think Pusha T.
No, shut up. No. You're wrong. Drake makes more money. Think about that. That's what he does.
All right, slow down, DJ Academics. Anyway.
That's what he does. He's DJ Academics in this situation.
No, yeah.
DJ Academics always got shut down.
Put my hat on.
No, I know. I saw that first interview that they recently posted after the Tales of Adidon. I saw the video, and he's just like the whole time, instead of actually like trying to prove that Drake is a better rapper, he's just like damage controlling all of the verses. Like, that's not what you were called here for. You know, you were called here to debate.
DJ Academics? Or?
Yeah, DJ Academics was talking with some other guy. And I guess I forgot. I don't know who the lady was, but she was like the mediator.
The Deska.
Oh, you watched Everyday Struggle?
Complex.
Yeah, Everyday. Yeah.
Complex.
I used to like Everyday Struggle, and then like it happened so fast. Everyday Struggle became cancer. It was just a cancer in the rap community. It was good. Awful.
It was good because Joe Budden was there, and you know DJ Academics was the new age of thinking.
Yeah.
And Joe Budden was more of the old head thinking, and like I saw both viewpoints. I was like, Joe, but you gotta understand, this is a new time, bro. And he's just like, no, they know better than to do this in the rap community. That's what he does.
Bring back diplomats.
Even when you watch the video, you can see his disgust. Like you can tell his disgust. He said that whenever he says like,
yeah,
because
he's an old head.
Yeah, well, like that's what made it. That's what made Everyday Struggle a thing. I don't like Everyday Struggle isn't as popular as it used to be because it was DJ Academics versus Joe Budden, and Joe Budden was wild. Like he was just wild, crazy, and DJ Academics just had like the new age of thinking.
It was like literally watching baby boomers and millennials go at it.
Yeah, basically, that's what it was. And like we was having fun. Like as much as cancerous as it was, we were all like Joe Budden had like out of all the times he was yelling, he was right twice, but it was still like like a discussion is happening, and then things went south, and now nobody pays attention to that shit.
The running off of that, that's why it was called Everyday Struggle. The everyday struggle between new age and old age. And Drake, Joe Budden was old age. DJ Academics was new age. Nadeska mediated so they didn't get out of hand because Joe Budden has made threats to DJ Academics in the past. Talking about, you put my name in your mouth, forget about my content, I'm gonna knock you the fuck out. Shit like that. Even when they was talking about building the show, they was like, oh, Joe Budden was attacking DJ Academics when they were doing the discussions because Joe Budden is a very aggressive guy. He's more of those guys that you avoided in high school.
He makes Jersey City look so bad. Like Jersey City barely has rep. And him saying he from Jersey City, repping Jersey City, I'm like, oh no. Like now everybody thinks that Jersey City is worse than that. Like I don't even know where to start. He's just like I really agree with some things that he says. I understand where he came from, like especially with the Lil Yachty thing. He was like, "Yo, I understand that you're having fun, but like I've been there. You keep having fun, they're gonna play with your money. You're gonna be a nobody. You gotta make sure you take control of that." And everybody's like, "Come on, man, Lil Yachty just having fun." And I was only like 2 times, like I said.
To be fair, Lil Yachty's from the suburbs, so.
And also, what we gotta think about too is Rihanna got finessed like that. You know, she was focused on not her money. She was more focused on going places and partying. And then her accountant stole millions of dollars from her under her nose.
I'm gonna say I didn't know that because I really didn't know that.
Kendrick Lamar rapped about it in Damn.
Me neither. That's crazy.
Yeah, if you listen to the album Damn, he talks about how like the person robbed her of millions, and he's trying not to get like that too. Which is why now she's more of a businesswoman. So now she's
bitch better have my money.
Now she's more on the lines of like.
Oh, that's what that song was about. Whoa.
Yeah.
Now I understand.
So now she's more like she's worried about Fenty. That's
like,
her thing and all that. So now she's more like paying attention to her money. Now her ear is more against the curve of where her money's going.
Not only that, but it appears she's making more sound investments in like products instead of content. You know what I'm saying? So it's like now that she has something material that she can sell or like produce and mass produce and create.
Did you hear
revenue.
about Waka freaking Flocka?
No.
He makes music again, but it's dance music, like EDM music.
Oh no, he's been doing that.
That's interesting.
Oh,
I got quite a few tracks from him doing that.
yo, that is insane. Cause like I think I was on Snapchat or I saw him somewhere. He like, yo, I got that new track, and it just didn't sound like what he would produce. And I'm sitting there like,
Oh, he stopped all that hood stuff.
yeah, no. As soon as he actually started rapping, that's when it was like, oh, so it was all just a game. Like
it's like that for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, you got to start somewhere to generate some sort of hype, and then you transition to what you really want to do.
Like when you want to be a rapper, is what a lot of people realize is like, wait, I got some shit to say. Like for example, when you talk about poetry, when you first realize you were good at poetry, you're like, oh, I got some shit to say. I want somewhere to vent my stuff at. He had it too. He was probably spitting bars, flipping it, and then one day he said he go hard in the motherfucking paint. They said, yo, keep doing that, and he just kept doing it. That's what it is. Whatever made you money, you're not gonna stop it.
And that's why, like, I guess that's when we go back to the whole everyday struggle thing. I understand what the new age is doing to rap, but it's this thing I started saying when I'm like, yo, if you don't do it, somebody else will. And it's like, you can have fun, but if you're like Rihanna or Waka Flocka, like, you make these songs that everybody's like you're just poppy and whack, but then you go off and do some, like, business moves. Like, I remember when I saw that interview with Waka Flocka, and he was like, yeah, man, I'm invested in water. I was like, what? I mean, this man's a genius. So, like, what is happening?
Example.
That is a genius, man.
Like, even now, so, like, when you are a hip-hop artist and you're, like, black, a lot of things don't move like to those kids that you want to. Right now, clout chasers, they get to kids because they talk about things that are pertaining to how they feel, not on moving this dope, or I just shot a dude the other day. They say things like shoot my friend or whatever, but example, Lil Xan, he says things and you're just like, hey, yo, word, for real, I feel it. And EDM is basically clean trap. So if you do EDM, that could be on anything.
Well, can you explain that? Because I was about to say kinda. Like, what do you mean, like, clean trap?
Trap is like...
oh, you mean beat-wise. Like enjoying it wise.
Like trashing women and, like, all this stuff. And then when you go over to, like, EDM, they give you the same feeling.
Well, actually, I went to EZU that one year, and listening to all that EDM and being amongst all these people who, like, really digged EDM, I got the vibe that everybody was really just, like, hell-bent on having a good time and enjoying themselves and partaking in a lot of drugs, specifically, like, acid, LSD, or whatever, just to sort of enhance the experience.
Yeah.
And it was less, like, less aggro and very much about, like, being in touch with your feelings and, like...
Clean trap.
Yeah, basically.
Clean trap, you're in touch with your negative feelings.
Right.
Like, that's why I like it.
Like, you gotta get your money one way or another. That's basically
like I feel like the GOAT, but when I listen to EDM, it's like, yeah, like yeah, you know, like yeah. But you don't feel as grimy after you done that.
I'm trying to connect that to what you said, but I was gonna bring up J. Cole and say and offer my ground again and say I don't think that album wasn't that bad. I think it's like podcast mention, but with Sad Boys.
Yeah.
It's the one that you didn't watch yet or listen to. Jarvis says he's like, yeah, I really relate to J. Cole because he basically speaks from a point of view that I can relate to. And he said he hates that the community, the rap community. It's like hating J. Cole is a meme. It's like we have to hate him.
Okay.
Yeah, they're like, oh, J. Cole made something. Even though
it's also crush it because he's.
But J. Cole went platinum, no features and all that.
But you know what it is? It's also because the fact that J. Cole is preaching something that nobody else is really wanting to talk about.
Yeah, but that's the thing that made me because I like J. Cole not enough to because I really don't like people that's I'm biased. If you make crap, I will give you free smoke. I.e. Eminem, 3 a.m. in the morning. I gave you free smoke. I was like, nah, yo, that was
Eminem's album.
Yeah, I was like, yo, that junk was. Oh yeah, right. That junk is trash. With J. Cole, I'm like, if you give me trash, I'm gonna give you trash. I actually like what he did because he's saying with these new age of rappers, everybody is talking about drugs. And then I listened to Bad and Evil 2, and he just made me that song. These kids are on everything. When Mike Epps,
almost sure.
just remind me of that too. He just brings it up. Yeah, back then they were on drugs, but these kids are on so much that it's in the new wave of rap. It's influencing kids.
In hip hop, we became less of drug dealers, more like druggies.
Druggies. Though we became no offense, but we became the typical white kid in the I don't know how to put the typical white party kid.
Basically, 1990s.
Yeah,
the rapper was the dealer. 2000s, the rapper is the buyer.
Yeah,
shit,
right.
Relatable.
Yeah. What is
but it was it's like that song. Y'all know the song I played on called "The City." He says it's the white boys because their life looks much more fun than your life is here. When you listen to the white guys, you ever been on?
That's that bouncy pop track. Yeah, I like that shit.
Yeah. So imagine it's like when we went to Rummy House. You wow.
Yeah, she lived at the end of a cul-de-sac.
I want to be like that.
But there's
do
much
you
more
really
positive.
But then you go to your house and you just
But this is much more positive. But that's the thing.
And these dudes are doing drugs. And
that's the thing. I think that was an interesting conversation to bring up. And everybody's just wow, J. Cole made an anti-drug album. I'm because it's, what is it? It matters. Or whether
and
kind of counterculture.
Yeah. And nobody did not attack Logic when he made an anti-suicide.
And that's and the thing is, I'm yo, that song actually would have been
almost came out.
That song actually would have been playable if he didn't do that one part in that song.
Oxymoronic enough, I almost told him to.
What is it? What does he say? Who can relate? I was like, who the fuck? I was like, who does that when you make relatable content?
Yeah,
who can relate? I was like
you didn't have to call out the obvious, basically.
No, I was like, if you're making anything sad, obviously somebody is going to relate. Why would you say who can relate?
Right.
Really? Are you serious? That was trash.
So
but, okay.
the thing about J. Cole's thing with me, it's not like before. So before, they were much more. There were a lot more content where people held on to them. You can still play that old video when you came at Kanye West back in the day when he was we used to look up to you and all that. But this one wasn't as memorable. People say, "Oh, he did this, he did an anti-this, he did that." Kendrick Lamar did that too. Kendrick Lamar also made music like J. Cole. They're similar in their narrative, and his is much more memorable than J. Cole's. Right now, J. Cole. I don't listen to J. Cole like you guys, but
I barely listen to J. Cole.
Right. See,
I love J. Cole.
I like him, but I barely listen to him. It's just that knowing his content, his former content, I'm like, all right, this is how I want to listen to it. And I'm not saying it's yo, it deserved to go platinum. I'm saying it deserves to get listened to. I even told Chris with Royce's new album, I was like, the album is alright, but I honestly think that you should experience it. It's with J. Cole's album, he goes into it, at least in my opinion, in a pretty decent way of saying yo, the thing that motivates him is money, and then they keep chasing this money, and it's not a brand new way of looking at it, but I still think it's okay to oh well, this is how he feels about the new ways of rappers, and everybody's oh, it's J. Cole, so it's already trash. Sorry guys, it's too late.
But just like it's a meme to hate J. Cole, Those don't mean to really like that guy too.
Yeah.
Like I've seen a lot of, you need a certain level of intellectual to like it. And I was like, could you go to a J. Cole song and find out where you get the definition of Israelite from?
Sounds like somebody who would call themselves new woke would say.
Cause I like on Kendrick Lamar's album, Damn, when he goes like, "Oh, I'm an Israelite," I had to look that up real quick.
I'm an Israelite.
That means he's elite. He's part of an elite race of people. That's what that jump meant. I looked at it, I was like, okay, you can listen to that and find something. You can't go to J. Cole and go, "Oh, he said Israelite, yo. What that mean?" Like he said, like don't get me wrong, that's not a bad thing.
No, I know what you're saying, but you're saying basically the way J. Cole raps is
the
that
way his fans
it's very simple.
It's like you guys are just
mere
mere mortals.
I feel like somebody needs to make I really want to make an essay or write an essay, produce an essay on why do people find J. Cole so deep? And it's like there's other people, like especially like Kendrick Lamar is on a whole new level. Anybody says that he's not the best rapper ever, I'm gonna kill him. But anyways, he is on a whole new level of like of deep. And people are like, yo, that J. Cole, he said, how can you live the luxurious life when all around you is trash? Yo, amazing. So I'm just like,
it's like
it's like seeing a Maserati in rent controlled areas.
Kendrick Lamar, it's like Wonder Bread and Bimbo. Wonder Bread is pretty decent bread, right? A1 grade. But then there's Bimbo. Some people are going to purposely like Bimbo and say it's better than Wonder Bread.
No, actually, I have the analogy going this way. Like, yeah, Wonder Bread is better and more delicious. Bimbo is alright, but guess what? Everybody eating. Like,
you got a good point.
Yeah. At least everybody getting some bread, right?
Yeah, like everybody eating.
Like Kendrick Lamar is a great rapper. It's amazing. So everybody goes, "Oh man, he's great." So then people don't like. There's certain people in this world that don't like hype. They don't like the big thing. So they go, "What's on the side that I can like?" And then J. Cole's like, "Yo, I'm doing it too."
But yeah,
there he is. He's better than Kendrick. Yeah, better than what y'all listen to. Stay woke.
But that's
Hoteps.
I feel like you're right. But I feel like that's like with somebody. Once again, we're gonna be mentioning the internet. Like when people say
the
stuff
internet
like,
is a frequent guest to our conversation.
So there's one thing when people was like, yeah, I don't listen to like typical music like everybody else, and everyone's like, oh, so what do you listen to? The Neighborhood. Like, girl, that's like it's like. That's mainstream, but not really.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm like,
hold on.
That doesn't count.
What's the Neighborhood?
Sweater weather?
It's 'cause it's to go. Oh. You never heard that? Ever?
No.
Yes, you did.
Yes, you did.
That plays in my car every other time.
Okay, probably.
It's leather jacket music.
Oh, okay.
It's like Arctic Monkey.
Oh, alright, yeah, British pop rock. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Please don't take your breath away. Okay, go ahead.
So, like, that's what it is. So, for example, it's like when Destiny first dropped. When Destiny 1 first dropped. Oh, everybody loves Destiny. Everybody's playing Destiny. Boy, everybody likes Destiny, you say, huh? Well, I like Warframe.
In their defense, Warframe was better.
It was. But the fact of the matter, that's what happened. Everybody's on this one thing, and that happened. So there's only a select few times where Bimbo do get better than Wonder Bread. Only select few times. Sometimes when you toast it, other times when it's Fortnite.
Wait, what?
All
right, okay, I get you.
For example,
this whole new wave of battle
PUBG
royale
was
games.
trash in the market, and then Fortnite was like, "Well, we want to do it too." They're just the generic version of us. Don't worry, boys. What's happening? They're making money. They're finessing our chickens. It's just
I was like, no, but that was the thing. Cause like I was sitting there playing Fortnite. I was like, oh, it's like a little side project. Like, what are they gonna do? Advance on it? Season 5, niggas jumping out of the middle of nowhere. No, Thanos is here. Like that. People getting trapped. People got carts now.
Do you know how much money has been put in to be able to get Thanos properties in a game?
I was like, Jesus.
So that just goes to show you how much money they're actually making. Not only that, but think about this.
Disney probably paid them.
Hold on.
Yo, I'm sorry.
Joe Button should.
I just thought about it.
Like, yo, they're so popular that Disney probably paid Fortnite to add their content into the game.
Dude,
gotcha.
they're making billions
I mean, think about it, though. Who did they roll out Fortnite to first? Because Android still doesn't have it. All iPhone users do,
we
right?
still don't have it?
No, we don't have Fortnite yet.
Let me check.
Wait,
we
Android?
Yeah, Android does not have Fortnite
Was it
yet.
on iPhone?
iPhone.
I remember I had it. I remember when I had it.
Yeah, because you had an iPhone. It was
Yeah.
already out for iPhone. Yeah, but we still don't. Android users do not have Fortnite yet. Mobile.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You're
So
right.
think about the money they're rolling in just to have people play. Like, it's to the point where, hold on, this is bigger than Pokemon Go because they play it in school and kids become addicted.
So this is how it's different than Pokemon Go. People are actually involving themselves in the microtransactions even more so.
Yeah.
And it didn't screw you over.
For cosmetic stuff.
And the only way to play it is if you do three things. You have an iPhone, if you got a gaming PC, or you got an Xbox. Now, two of those things, who's making money? Microsoft.
And I'm saying the thing
Yeah,
that
you're
makes
right.
it,
Actually, damn.
and the thing that that's crazy. But the thing that makes it funny is because like Apple,
Epic Games too.
Yeah, Apple is actually the even though I'm pretty sure everybody in this room hates Apple and Mac, even so, Macs and Apple phones or whatever is much more popular with the young people, with youth, with kids. Like kids mostly have Apple, so it's like that. Like this was probably the smartest move they ever did in their lives.
to
like
be fair,
we're already aiming at the young people.
Yeah, when it comes to
Keep aiming at
marketing,
them, like-
when it comes to marketing, Apple's marketing is always going to be top notch.
But this
It's
was
not
Epic's
like,
decision.
huh?
This was Epic's decision.
Well, yeah,
to
of
only
course.
put on
I
Apple.
mean, but think about it. Why? Whereas you have more variables when it comes to Android as far as like phones and specs, because not everybody's phone is exactly the same. iPhone, everybody's software and phone is practically the same. There's probably only like different minor hardware upgrades, but essentially they all run the same OS. So regardless of what device you're using, it's always going to be fluid on that one device because it'll optimize according to what year or what version of that device you have. But bottom line, they'll always share the same software, which is whatever iOS, God knows what name update is going to be. You know, they're basically going to be uniform. No, 12.0.
There we go.
So I just thought about also how Fortnite may have finessed Microsoft. That shit's free to play. The only thing they're paying is to use the hub of microtransactions. They're not paying for the people playing their game, downloading their game. They're just paying for people paying for it, which is a good sum, but compared to people downloading your game...
Not only that, but there's no ads in the game, is there?
No.
Because they don't need it.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to say.
Probably on the phone.
Phil DeFranco pointed that out. I think it was a while ago, like probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. But they had 1.2 billion downloads. 1.2
and that's
billion.
just on mobile.
Yeah, and they decimated. Like I forgot what the next one was, but they decimated Pokemon Go.
And that's just in a few months.
That was just in a few months.
Not only that, but it's still actively climbing.
Pokemon Go reached close to that in a season.
No, in a year. It took them a whole year
to even be close to Fortnite right now.
Exactly.
PUBG is actually killing the market in mobile game, because they're on everything.
Right. But as far as who's making the most revenue from
But,
mobile gaming, it's definitely Fortnite.
Console,
hands down.
but console and PC, they are getting slaughtered, and I don't know why they're not kicking up.
I mean, not even that, but have you even seen like Mixer or Twitch? They have like literal Fortnite tournaments that are constantly streaming. You know, and it's just like they literally have placeholders for Fortnite.
Me and Chris was watching a Fortnite video here. That turned us off immediately. This dude, maybe if it wasn't a him, maybe he like hired somebody to play the game or something. Because no proof. YouTube is for the clout.
Right.
But this man's game, like the way he was murking these dudes in Fortnite was ridiculous. He would get into your face. He would have like a shield. Just one shot with the shotgun, you died. I was like, that's not fun. Like,
Yeah, well, I guess so, but you also got to consider this. The entire like controller compatibility for Fortnite on PC is amazing. Like, so you got to consider this, that some people are still playing with keyboard and mouse, which gives them better precision, better accuracy in comparison to using a controller. But
and it's a bunch of little kids.
Yeah. I mean, yes and no.
Easy pickings.
Yes and no. Though. I mean,
yeah.
A lot of think about all the streamers that play. Think about all the other like adults who game. I mean, think about it. You could just plug in any other control, and soon it'll like configure itself to whatever control you have.
And to be honest, these kids could probably trash that game.
But what I'm saying, imagine the amount of streamers and stuff there are. I'm not saying you can count them by your fingers, but there are a lot, maybe hundreds, maybe thousands. But compare that to the millions of kids.
No, yeah, of course.
Out of the 100 people that you play, maybe a lot of them are kids.
For the most part, depending on what platform you're playing, because it's not cross-platform, but if you're playing on...
Yeah, but if you're playing on a gaming PC,
yeah,
that is different. Gaming PC, a lot of kids will probably, if anything, make their parents get it for them.
Yeah.
But that's small, that's slim pickings. Xbox, and that's different. Xbox is only $250. Fortnite's free to play.
I mean, but you'd be surprised how many kids or adults, just like you and me, average Joes, who pick this stuff up just to play Fortnite, just because you want a casual third-person shooter. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hop in.
Yeah. No.
It is considered casual, but I'm just angry.
Yeah,
I'm a very angry video gamer, so I'll just be like, yeah, we're out here to have fun. Breathing mad hard to the right. Do what you do.
To those who can't see, that was sudden silence met by a ridiculously serious face.
Like you say casual, like, oh yeah, you just go in there and play. Yeah, word. How do I get that skin? Pull out the credit card. I'm that guy. But the thing I gotta get all the skins.
Right.
But the thing is, like what you said, it's like, yeah, the mouse and keyboard. But like this is me comparing PUBG to Fortnite. Like that's why I love PUBG.
Right.
Yeah, the same thing could happen to me in PUBG, but you gotta have some sort of skill. With Fortnite, you flying across the freaking stage, and you just end up behind me and one shot me.
Well, not even that, but you also have to consider. Think of the color palette between PUBG and Fortnite. Which one looks more visually appealing? Right.
Yeah, but that's why it was.
Yeah, PUBG looks like it stands for puddle of mud, while Fortnite over here looks like a trip through Sugarland with shotguns.
The reason why Fortnite is like wrecking the market, besides being, well, I guess kids are winning. Like kids is what's pushing it, but like for the kids, it's like what you said. That's ADHD. Like we was watching it. That junk is just straight up ADHD proof. It's like, yo, you're gonna pay attention to this game.
Like I even admit it. If I was a kid, had I been younger, Chris, I would play Fortnite over PUBG.
But for adults, it's free. Like when you saw the memes, it was a bunch of dudes sitting around because it's free. They're like, oh yeah, it's free. The memes are, what are you dropping, boys? Because like, everybody gets to play. Yeah. That's always the reason why. If a good free-to-play game, like if it's a good free-to-play game, the reason why it's good is because everybody gets to play.
Right.
Like,
it's never
nobody
a
has to
question
put extra
of,
money.
Right.
You can literally pick up a controller and you in the game. There's no
I mean, even that's what I'm saying. Like when I was playing it on PC, you could literally just plug in your Xbox controller and your entire layout turns to an Xbox controller and it's fluid. And you get the same vibration as you were to play on a console, etc. No need to remap anything because, of course, it's Epic Games and
I'm just not trying to
Microsoft platform.
So, fun fact: when we got the PC fix yesterday, so it turns out you could press the.
No, I was gonna say, why didn't we play Fortnite yesterday when we got the PC fixed?
Let's download that shit. So, I would actually download it, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, bro, with a 1060, you might as well.
I can't do it, man. I can't. That house building mechanic, I can't do it.
Bro, easy 1,000 views. So,
but you got, but you can always play a video game.
What's going on here?
Don't be that person. But like, you can always play a video game that everybody else is playing. But if you are not Ninja or you don't have something that attracts, it, as everybody says, even Phil DeFranco, everybody that made it, they're like, it's always luck. Like one day you're just playing, like you just raised your luck by like 25%, but one day you're just playing, everybody's like, oh, this guy's doing this, but you also still have to have a personality. You gotta have something.
Well, I think I'm a very appealing personality, but
you just told some people to never mind.
Logan Paul.
Well, to be fair, you're not going to see Drake on Twitch anytime soon, unless he's coming out with his diss track.
Jake Paul. He recorded somebody doing just that.
He got in trouble.
Yeah, he's still the most popular YouTuber.
Wait, what?
He got in trouble for it. He was the most popular YouTuber, so he survived.
He's still a celebrity.
Wait, but what did he do?
No,
I'm out the loop.
The Japanese Death Force.
I thought you meant like he was like replicating somebody on stream or copying them on stream, but
they kill themselves.
But he was literally
but that's a popular thing. Literally, that's a popular thing to say and do. Like the things, like a lot of the things that we say, like when you say "rip" or press, what is it? F for respect.
no, press F for respect. But
and then when you go into all the comments, L says F.
No, but the thing is like my illegal word, my legal internet word is when both sides say, "Don't say that." iDubbbz would say, "Don't say kill yourself."
Yeah.
And Phil DeFranco said it. Social Justice Warriors would say it.
Yeah. Don't say it to like actually like hurt them. Like me, like when Josh says something, I'm like, "Kill yourself," and it's like, okay, that's different. But when you go like when someone's saying, "Yo, guys, sometimes I hurt," you know, when you guys talk about me on YouTube, it really hurts my feelings. And if somebody goes in the threat, "Kill yourself,"
I think only one person. I
guess
stories.
That's not something to laugh at, but still,
funny.
Yeah.
But two stories.
It's funny when you see it.
Two stories.
Cue the sad music.
Only one person on the internet got away with that. That was Drake. Free smoke. Oh, hashtag.
Leafy got away with it a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Leafy did get
away
with it
but
for a little while.
Also, you say that, But you say that, Chris, but a lot of exposed videos, they like when they expose a person again, and like let's say Tana Mongeau was like, kill yourself. She said to somebody that didn't say they had suicidal tendencies, but like that's how they get you. like a black old man on porch. That's how they get you.
That's true.
Like, because you just say,
that is
wow,
true.
really? You're gonna go kill yourself? And then they're like, oh yeah, that didn't hurt me at all. But I'm gonna use it against you.
Let me break out my golden keyboard.
Even right now, somebody will go, well, if you've seen Jordan, he actually said, kill yourself, he's going to make a payment off of it. And, like, people are just like, but you didn't listen to the whole podcast. You did it on purpose. Like, they do it a lot. People always finessing. People learn how to actually finesse the algorithm, which is why YouTube is trying to change it a lot more, which is why when I'm on Xbox, I can't see how many subscribers someone has, which is why I cannot see how many views you have until I click your video. That's hilarious. That's great.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It is. No, on my Xbox,
but I mean,
it's like
can't
that.
you just like auto pause and just see?
No, you could see. No, so what you could do is when you click the video, you could see it.
Right.
But I'm saying, before I used to be able to see how many views it had on my actual hub.
Gotcha.
But once you can only see it when you go in. Then when I go see how many subscribers they have, because that also influences other people to follow. Mm-hmm. If other people are following them, it makes you follow them. But now they took that away too.
But don't. Oh, okay.
Now
but
it's more.
But it also matters on how long you watch.
Yeah. No, you gotta watch more than 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So, well, more. It's actually a fraction of the video. I think it's like 1/3 or something like that. But
enough time to plug that ad right into your face.
So it kind of it initiates you getting a fresh experience on that person, not just getting like a trick. With the whole with content, you kind of could manipulate it by doing hashtags. Like if I go in, I could put hashtags on everything that I wanted to.
We'll be right back. We're just gonna go take a quick break so we can rest our vocal cords for a second.
Chance the motherfucking rapper with a capitalized times. Not the times. You know what I'm saying? The times. Chance. Lobo. Am I the only nigga still care about mixtapes? Hell no, man. Am I the only nigga still care about mixtapes?
Alright, so we're back, and we're going to talk about the topic about, when we mentioned Spotify, and how they reverse the ban. So, you can mention it again, Chris.
Alright. Nah. So basically, so
Bird,
so
you couldn't hear that.
the manager of TDE, who basically works with Kendrick Lamar, SZA, Absol, and such, basically sat down and talked to the CEO of Spotify, telling him that it was a slippery slope to be basically taking a stance on domestic violence when it comes to artists or even anything in that matter. So they released the ban, basically saying that it is a slippery slope, and if they were going to ban people, they're going to have to ban everybody. Because even who they banned was very finite, which was African American and as well as R. Kelly. Like that was the horrible. I was just like, but
so it's like with two things that come to mind is one, I'm like, you can't even say like starting now if you do something in the industry and messed up, because then somebody's gonna get angry like, oh, so we're just gonna ignore the molester. Like,
no, so who the fuck are you? Like, that's what I'm gonna say. Who are you to play judge, jury, executioner?
But also,
right, 6'9" Takeshi Rainbow Dash.
Whoa. Alright, now he gonna get us shot. No, I'm joking. But the thing is like, have you ever like paid attention? Like that's what made me angry growing up when I was still, like used to listen to rock music, and we used to listen to rock music. And have you ever watched a rock music video and realized it's worse? It's worse than like a rap video.
Oh,
like,
of course.
White moms, all types of moms, because not even like Christians, whatever. Like parents are always angry at rap music because they're like, "Oh my god, yo, it's so degrading for women," and like they show all this. I'm like, if you watch, not all of them, because some of them do try to push it, but a lot of rap videos is just twerking with thongs on. I have seen rock music where the sex, I saw a whole breast.
Hey, call back to Nickelback, how you remind me. Why are you on that leather couch, lady? First and foremost, who got you there? Are you not in the midst of an entire party? And second off, I get what you're saying. Like, a lot of rock songs usually, like, involved with, like, drug use or some crazy scene where everybody's got eyeliner on and shooting heroin. But
No, this is fine. Like,
Right,
this is totally
like-
fine now.
13-year-old me loved that, but
So I first witnessed it, what was it, 16, 17? I was, at least, go with the flow.
Oh, yeah.
I said, what? It was like sperm and everything in that.
Yeah.
I was like, what is going on here? Like, yo.
I was like, that one they could let slide because it was like metaphorically. I'm putting air quotes, guys.
The guy symbol and the female symbol went together, exploded with sperm on it.
Yeah. But there was, I think it was
Jesus
Trapped.
Christ. Talk
I
about
forgot what song it was, but the band Trapped made this song, and I remember watching it, and the girl was like, I just saw a whole breast, and I was just like, so hold on for a second. Rappers can't have black girls in bikinis dancing. Some of them not even naked. Some of them just be standing there like, I'm attractive, and moms are like, whoa there, that's too much. But this man can snort heroin off a titty, like, and it just still get like.
What's the name of that song? Lydia?
By who?
He blatantly says he's doing, like, it's probably because of all the coke. I'm like, dude, like, that's just blatant, like, I'm doing coke.
Yeah, I like that
I was
song.
like, I love it. But it's like, boy, what?
Ice and numbs my throat.
Careful, that's copyright.
Oh, shit.
Copyright is, he can sing it.
Yeah,
Copyright is if he
So
actually
we
played it.
Play the track, right?
Actually, play that track now.
No, actually,
If I had my
I was
guitar
watching,
do an acoustic rendition, but
what's it called? Good Mythical Morning. And they made their own version. Oh, no, they were singing along to a song that wasn't even playing. It was like, no, sorry. It wasn't Good Mythical Morning. It was Hot Ones. And they said they made their own version of a song and it got taken down. I was like, wow. Like, okay, they don't sing along with it.
They can fight it.
Yeah. But it's YouTube, so why would you do that?
That's why you go to Twitch. That's what we're going to start doing. We're going to get a camera, put that junk on too, and be on Twitch. We're going to do that. They're going on YouTube. We can put it on YouTube too. If it gets taken down, we still got Twitch.
Who's going to stop us? You. Twitch has titty streamers.
it really
Who's going to
does.
stop me? A little bit of music.
I mean, what do you think their whole in real life section is?
Who's going to shut me down, huh? Google? Nah. I got Amazon on my side.
They don't care what it is as long as it sells. Am I right?
And it's gluten
To
free.
12-year-olds. Doesn't matter.
Can I have a button in my home for that?
Gluten free salt.
Who's gonna stop me?
Oh man!
Yo.
If Amazon tries to sell me vegan cheese one more time,
Did I
They do that?
Yeah, did that happen to you, my nigga? You know what vegan cheese is?
you've never been
beans.
like, okay, we're getting off topic here. But back to what we were talking about.
But music. So, my thing is like, okay, I get that hip hop is very brash in its own, but non hip hop music is very really bad too. Some songs is about, oh, let's just make love and I don't gotta stay with you.
Dude, I
And we'll both be fine with it. Like,
mean, what about that country song, the constant screaming?
I was
To call that
was
music?
literally going to scream
Yeah,
into this
so
mic.
was I.
That's
man
the
got-
best. But he had a voice though.
That man
No,
got
yeah, that guy's-
the best voice. Okay, whoever that man is.
Man, it's like his throat was carved out of maple wood and then like sat in like, I don't know, cigars and Johnny Walker for
Yo,
like days. That's what it sounds like.
That junk was definitely decorated in hickory.
Yeah.
And they have him do like different shoes because he was in different clothing. And I was like, oh, okay. Like,
I actually did this a podcast school called Minority Report. But yeah, continue. I just thought about it.
I also wanted to talk about, well, like just music in general. Like even like country music. Like think about how many songs there are about, I don't know, banging Sally in the pickup or something like that. You know, it's just like, not even that, but then you got country music artists who write songs about things they've never actually had to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just think that's a little ridiculous.
No. What I think, so, well, hip hop artists, we do that too when it comes to like drugs and stuff. Like,
No, but what gets me is that these guys are multimillionaires talking about work in the fields.
yeah, but Pusha
What
T,
fields?
But Pusha
The
T,
fields of Bel Air.
But
Present the
Pusha T
full
never
word.
pushed anything.
shit. I'm not even, yeah, I know.
He's not a drug dealer.
Yeah, I know.
He's actually a really approachable
He's
guy.
a really approachable guy.
Dude.
most disrespectful bar ever. Like,
He's actually a pretty approachable guy.
yeah. He's just like, I was like, yo, somebody tell me that. I have to reply. Like, yo, is this one? Where's your son?
The audacity. Am I right?
The gall. I believe this guy.
But I don't know, because I discovered that what's it called, the hypocrisy at a surprisingly young age. Because I used to get mad when I'm like you make that connection that rap is always known as like this big negative thing. Like, oh yeah, like you listen to rap. Remember why I hate anime people? Kind of off topic. Why I hate weaves is because like an anime song can have like a rap song in it.
For those who don't know, weebs are people who like to give up their American culture in favor of Japanese ones, even though they are not of any Japanese descent whatsoever.
Thanks, Google.
BKA, which is also means best known as weeable fuckboys. All right,
Exactly.
continue.
Agreed.
So if you got into agree.
On different sides of the spectrum. Agree, so.
Everybody say I. But
The tribunal of the Golden Meteorite agrees.
we have PC, anti-PC, and N.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
All fields agree.
you're trash.
Your wife
respect women.
your wife was trash.
Damn.
Actually, I really like the dynamic. Yeah,
I know,
that's
right?
very, very, very accurate. Yeah,
But the
PC,
thing-
anti-PC, and
But
kind
if you got into anime, if an anime had a theme song with a rap song in it,
They
the
want to cut it
audacity, like they legit, I swear to God, the forums pissed my soul off. They're like, can you make like a version of this but without the rapping? I was like, yo, I was so disrespected on the spot.
You dare
I'm like,
spit on the Jube's grave like that?
yeah, right? I was like, dude.
Right?
I was like, yo, that's mad. Because like,
I don't know
they
what world you lived in where Cowboy Bebop and Samurai Champloo didn't exist, but
like they associate
Kiss.
they associate rap with like this negativity, and it's always gonna be that association of like, oh, if it's rap, it's awful. And I think that's quite unfair with what we just explained. If you see music videos for rock music and heard the lyrics of rock music, you're like, well, that's a little that's actually kind of worse than rap. I don't know. You just said you're going to murder everybody in the room. How is this fine?
Yeah, I mean, what kind of lyrical significance is let the bodies hit the floor? Am I right?
But stuff like that gets attacked.
That clearly is shoot me up music. So, sorry, I am a big fan of them, but still, the fact is, like, come on, let's be real. I like all music, but hit animes that had hip rap in it. Samurai Champloo, Air Gear, Cowboy Bebop, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another one that's kind of new, Megalobox. If you haven't seen it, check it out.
I think I guess this is where my PC goes in. It goes back to I think that's just racist. It really is, because it's like, yo, no matter what, like even if you have like white parents will have this thing of like, oh well, what could be like good rap, or not even those freaking white
Kids
dudes
pop rap.
those white dudes that's like, no, I like good rap, and then you like, oh, what's good rap?
Yeah, right.
And all the rappers are white. And I'm like, that's not okay.
No, I mean, you know what's funny? I'm not gonna lie. At one point in time, I was in a similar position where I felt the exact same way about rap, because I like struggled with my blackness, or like accepting the fact that I was black. And at one point, like I don't know. I feel like I tried to do everything in my power to convince myself that I wasn't. But eventually, you kind of grow and you learn that this is who you are. You know, you got to accept and you got to embrace that culture. And it became like, it was less of a stigma for me. And I started with like really old rap, and then I started to get onto the new age rap, and I really enjoyed it all, and don't know why I put it off for so long, but it's just an experience.
So it is part of like a culture. Like now, I am glad to see that we reached the point in the culture where everybody's inclusive into it, because back then it really was like that. Like I even talk to some people now who are still close-minded about like, oh, all they do is talk about this. I'm like, yo, there's a lot of positive people, and they're surprised because they don't know that. I even had like sat down with certain people. You guys both know, but so just for the sake of
make them racist,
right? Well, yeah.
Like, less racist, but just like
ignorant
people who are like don't want to change at all, or like find some new way of thinking, or trying to
yes. So you two know the person I'm talking about. Just for the sake of the podcast, I'm not going to say it, but
his name, no, go ahead,
her name, and basically when the person said, I was just like, yo, look, check this out. Like they say this, she was okay with it. She listens to metal. Now, that's literally like all they do is talk about and then if I, you can't do that.
Yeah, your deepest, darkest feelings. I mean, come on.
Right.
I got friends in metal bands and shit.
The thing that excites your schizo is basically what that is. I swear it is. Like hip hop attacks you, like really comes to your bravado,
Right.
Your ego. That metal goes to your just pure like what the hell is going on here?
Like unfiltered rage and any other kind of emotion that's like.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. I guess I can sort of agree with that feeling, but a lot of people say that they get into metal because it's a release for them of anger, but also a lot of them are just edgelords. So I'm not gonna let that slide that quickly. Like
you can't slide on the edge.
To be fair, if you know what dancing to metal is like, it's
trash.
No, it's a mosh pit.
Oh yeah, that's
it's punching people in the
but
face.
The thing is, my dude Jeff Rosenstock, Chris he was in it, but we saw that mosh pit.
Yo, they was pushing us to the stage, man.
Right.
So
at that point, I would have climbed on and joined Jeff.
I'm always getting
he probably would have been okay with that too. Like,
as long as you jump off the stage afterwards.
Yeah. He probably would have been cool with it.
Probably would have stopped all those kids from swinging.
Well, no, but he also stopped that too. He when they was pushing, he was like, "Guys, you gotta stop doing that. Like, you're pushing people on stage. Like, you're killing.
When
just like young girls in the front.
Yeah, there was young girls in the way, and I'm the one looking like the freaking golem."
Looking like Brom. I'll protect you, young fellows.
I'm trying. There's too many people. Like I was literally like holding like.
Yeah, right. Like trying to keep people from being smushed onto stage.
And I was like, "Fuck them girls. Fuck them kids." It's not
because he was in front too. I was over there block.
I was like right behind you.
Yeah. Oh, you was behind me, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
No, you moved. We ended up moving.
Not like.
But with like the whole music scene, like hip hop does the same for everybody. People live in the ghetto and they're upset about stuff. They hear, "Hey, I want to shoot my friend." They're down for whatever. Don't get me wrong, that's bad. But like when they hear these stories or hear like what other people are saying, they're like, "Oh, they're not alone." It's it's a release for them as well. And when you listen to the hip hop to metal, a lot of times it's like, I hate God because everything dies, babe. I got a gun in the back of my car.
Jesus Christ.
Everything dies, babe.
I mean, you got a rapper named Lil Al Prazlam, am I right? So, what are you waiting on?
It's like, there was a struggle of, like, identity, growing up. You're like, man, it's honest time. Growing up in, like, a certain situation and not being like the other kids, I was also like, I didn't want to be that. I was like, I don't want to relate to that. And sooner or later, I did grow up and realize like how awful that is to believe that, and also did come to love my people.
Right.
But that's the thing, is that everyone in this room is in some way black, so it's like we had to face that. Well, not unless you're going to be like that racist black person, but like the only way you can become that person is if you never have to. We had to. Like, we live in the area. And we opened our minds to it, and like we became open-minded to it because of like certain situations that our lifestyles brought to us.
Right.
Some people are black, rich, and they're like, well, I don't want to be black, or I don't associate with black people, so like you don't have to. You're rich. Like you're never gonna have to deal with us.
I mean,
like,
it's less that, but it's more of like coming to terms with that. Society is always going to see you a certain kind of way, and whether you like it or not, you might as well accept who you are, because that's something you literally cannot change.
Especially when you realize that your people are dope as fuck.
Exactly. I mean, who do you think is coming out with the hypest shit out right now all the time? Who do you think is the wave that everyone's climbing on? Am I right?
I said, like, I remember I was like, yo, did you not realize that, like, black people are like the coolest type of fucking people on this fucking planet? Like, exactly. We're always the ones making shit out. Everybody's like, oh, that's dope. And then Lil Susie does it really elegantly on YouTube, gets 22 million views, and then she goes like Ellen, oh, she made the dance up. Oh, get the fuck. Oh, please.
Let's not get into that. I mean, this is America, am I right?
Okay, just leave it.
Right. All right, I'm coming in again. All right, everybody, please give me a vote. I'm gonna say it. Please join me. Fuck Nicole Arbor. All right, that's
agreed.
The PC Tribunal. We'd like to just give us a second to think about it. We came back. Fuck Nicole. What she did was wrong. What she did was wrong. Jordan, chill. You said you was going to chill. You said you was going to chill.
The Golden Meteorite Tribunal has spoken.
I said what I said.
Fuck that bitch. What she did was a was a cash grab.
Well, that just shows to show you, like, a lot of people feel like black people's struggles minority struggles come second. Not even just black people, just period.
Yeah, just minority struggles.
Fun fact. Puerto Rico still don't got no lights. Like, yo.
Damn, that's...
But Michigan still don't have water.
Let's just talk about the taxes on tampons.
Fun fact, there's still 1,500 kids missing from...
And they said it wasn't their problem. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
They said it's not their problem. They was like,
Yeah.
well, they were illegal. I was like...
No, you know what's... Actually, to touch on that... Well, no, never mind. That's something else.
Guys, so quick thing. It is okay to jump subjects.
Okay.
It's a discussion.
Yeah, I get you, but I felt like we were talking about music and then we jumped towards...
It's okay.
Okay.
It's okay.
Because I was listening...
That was Game Grumps. Go
Not
ahead.
again. Not to name drop Sad Boys podcast again, but I was listening to
That's totally fine.
to one of their very early podcasts, and it was talking about immigration and the stigmatized, the stigmatization of the word immigrant.
Chris's face is...
And basically, it's just like, why is it that everyone assumes that once you say immigrant, they correlate that with illegal? That is not the case at all. People can be immigrants
and legal.
Yeah, exactly. Be immigrants and legal anywhere and everywhere. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on that.
So quick thing. So it wasn't as powerful, but to me it was very left field. So when you said what they said, I know that these guys are much more technology based and stuff. And you said immigration, I was like, well,
Oh, no. Yeah, they don't stick to tech. And also, we're not going to talk about them on this podcast. But they don't stick to tech.
no, it was great. I was just like, wow. I was like, okay.
But I want to go on that. Like, I just think that I want to touch on that, and I mean, like, let me just give my opinion or comment. That is the most diabolical thing I've ever heard in my life. Yeah, so we just ripped some kids away from their family and we lost them. What? Yo, that's crazy. That's insane. Are you gonna find them? Well, and then like, you know, like when you found out the good guys actually kind of evil. Like, wow, what do you mean? Well, they were illegal anyway. And then the piano starts playing. Don't.
Yeah, so here comes here I come. So that's fake news. Here I come. But no, what it is that a lot of the people that are missing are either like, let's say they were getting stripped from the families, so the kids went to the aunts and uncles who are legal, and then they're purposely not letting the government know that they have them because they're afraid that they're going to lose the kids to go back to...
Right, that's some cases.
That's some cases. Other cases is, yeah, they lost them. Like, no,
I'm sorry. I just saw like a bus driver like just shrugging. Like, Jesus Christ. Oh, they went. Poof.
What the fuck?
Like, you just see the bus driver and no bus?
He was walking like...
Guys, where did the bus go? Dude, you're the bus driver. Where did the bus go? I don't know. Do you got GPS on it?
Oh my
no.
God. That's terrible.
You guys said we were low budget. Oh God. So you just sit in the bus. I went to go pee. You went to go pee? You ain't wait to get relieved? I was relieved. Bro.
Oh my God. You're fired. You're fucking done.
And then they go to supervisor. You don't believe what just happened. The bus driver lost the kids. Oh, well, they were illegal, so...
Dude,
Holy
oh my God.
Quick comment. It's like with retail. You're like, yo, I can't believe you just believe that he just did that. Yeah, it's totally fine. What? How do you mean it's totally fine? He just puts the customer in the face. Well, he had it coming. He had it coming. Like, oh my God.
Yo, the customer just called me a spastic. Well, you are a spastic. Hey, can you sign this? I'm gonna write you up now. Oh! Oh no! Help me! But that was like some. That's like they said that that's only a few instances. Another one is that when the parents got taken, the kids just snuck back over. Stuff like that. It's literally what it is that they just didn't check in. 1,500 kids did not check in.
Gotcha.
Pretty much. But that is still wow. Like, are we trying to find them? People are saying no, we're not trying to find them because technically they were illegal anyway. Yeah. And by law, if they're stuck in our country and they're kids,
you know that violin?
We have to take them.
You know that shrill violin? That's when the evil guy starts talking. Well, technically they are illegal. Well, what? You can't do that. But yeah, it was that was I just think that's just grimy. I didn't think that was a thing that they could do. Like, oh yeah, they're illegal. So
sorry, because it was like people didn't ask the question. where are the kids? Like, nobody, like, when you hear illegal immigrant stuff like that, you never go, so what happens to the kids? Who's in school already?
Well, matter of fact, I think I saw it on Philly D, to name drop another YouTuber, but he was talking about how basically this entire, this whole parents being stripped away from their children was something that was already a law long before.
Yeah.
It's just that they started to enforce it now.
Right, but that's the thing. People didn't ask.
Right.
You know, like, that's the whole thing. Like, people didn't go, hey, so you guys stripped the parents from the kids, huh? Alright, well, so I guess the parents go back to where they belong. That's it. Nobody never said, well, what happens to the kids?
Yeah.
I thought
They just stay in the foster care system?
that, or they go to their aunts and uncles, like you said.
Sometimes they do. But
Yeah.
that's, what if they don't have anybody like that? What if they just came to America, snuck in here?
Release them to the forest, I guess.
Sometimes he can be anti, guys. Sometimes he can be anti. But I do not agree.
For those of you who didn't hear that, that was a blank stare. So we're going to wrap this up. The Tribunal of the Golden Meteorite will be...
We have a lot of ideas. This is just our first one.
Yeah.
It's a test. Well, I would say a test, but like,
No, it's
we're just
definitely a test.
we're just getting things started. Hopefully next time will be better. Well, each time we make a podcast, it'll get better and better. And hopefully we'll talk about more topics, different topics, and bring up a good discussion. Anything, like, any last comments?
Don't forget to also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter is OVA The Reason. Alright?
This is Josh signing off, and I'll see you in the next one.
I'm just also going to scream up my handle. It's at Noir the Underdog. For anybody that's listening, thank you for listening for our first podcast episode. Hopefully we'll be able to bring you more. See you guys later.
A city